how many of you guys keep journals? I go through phases where I do and I don't, and I just go through a lot of phases. Sometimes I'm really good, sometimes I'm not. But I don't know where my very first one is, but I found, or I was looking over this last week, my journal it's when I was 14 till after my freshman year in college. Oh my goodness. It is funny. It's actually funny. First and foremost, I know this because, my parents would always say this, is I was so boy crazy. There's so much in there about boys, and he didn't call me, or he didn't talk to me, or all this stuff. It's just like, oh my goodness. And I wish I could go back and tell teenage Patty, because now that I have boys, and I remember seeing my my brother-in-law, Jimmy, like when he was growing up and as a teenager and stuff, boys don't care about girls as much as girls care about boys. And I remember realizing that, like, oh, guys literally rather play video games and talk to girls, which I'm pretty sure with my boys is still true to this day. But even though, they're older, one's married and stuff, but the other thing I realized, the other thing that was kind of an aha moment is as I was reading this from, again, my teenage mind, and now that I'm older and I know more about what was going on, or, whatever I was writing about, I realized that my reality that I was writing down wasn't always 100%, if that makes sense. I didn't know the whole entire picture. I didn't know certain other things that were going on. And of course, as teenagers, we know they're just so self-absorbed, right? They just only think about themselves. And it kind of opened my eyes to what my kids think that is not reality, if that makes sense. It just makes me more sympathetic to my teenagers. And so I kind of wish I had read this a while ago, because my teenagers, that to them, that is reality. That's your friends are everything, and that it was very much reality. Does that make sense? Because that's all they know. And I guess it just makes me a little more empathetic to my teenagers. I'll still have 3 that I'm going through, but so that's good. Feel bad for the first 5, but it just, that was reality, that is reality to them. What they see, what they know, what they understand. I can't expect them to understand everything, just like I didn't, because you're so young. But yet you think you know everything, right? You think you're so smart, and you're so, everything going on. And I look at, I had one where I had gotten in trouble, and rightfully so, I should have, right? Like, now I'm reading it, I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely, I should have gotten in trouble. And how I just was so mad, like, I do nothing right in their eyes. The way I was ranting, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, one of my kids could have written this, I actually think I've had this argument with my daughter Ellie, when back in the day, where you don't ever see any of the things I do right, you only focus on the things I do wrong. And it's like, Kate, no, but I do need to punish you for what you did that was wrong. So it just if anything, it's really great. I mean, it was a place for me to vent. It was a place for me to express my thoughts and everything like that, which is so good. It's so fun to read. And it's fun for me to point things out to my kids. Another thing was I was having a conversation with a friend, and I was trying to, just improve in certain ways. And one of the ways I was improving on is I tended to be mean to other people, which I feel horrible about. Like, I legit feel horrible about. But, there's that mean between teasing and being mean. And I know our family has a hard time with that. But yet I would do that to other people who didn't know me that well, where I'm teasing them, but it's somewhat mean, right? Like, first of all, everybody doesn't like to be teased. And sometimes it's just mean, right? And that's kind of how our family was, is we would tease, but sometimes it just really hurt. And which I remember my stepmom Sherry, when she married into the family, she's like, "Oh my goodness, you guys all need to stop. This is not good," right? It's not good. It's not nice. And I was trying to change that about myself, like to stop, teasing but being mean, right? And so I kind of pointed that out to, one of my son Luke, who kind of does that. And I said, "Look, Luke, I had this problem. Like, I didn't realize I had that problem. Like, I'd forgotten all about that." I'm like, "Look, Luke, I had that. I changed, and I was making an effort. Someone, talked to me about it, and I was trying to change that." And so it was, it's been nice to look at it. I'm not going to just turn this over to my kids to read. Obviously, there's some things in there that kind of, you don't want them to see. But it was really eye-opening. I kind of want to go look at my other journals that I had, when I now was first married, or go back and really read them, because I guess I'm glad I've grown. Because don't you feel like you're still the same age? Like, I don't feel like I've grown. Like, my mind still feels the exact same as it did then, but yet obviously I have grown, and I have hopefully changed for the better. I mean, I know I have in certain aspects, but in others, and my spelling, some of the words I can't even figure out, but that's okay. So if you can, start keeping a journal. It is helpful, and it is great, because I know we think we'll never forget things. But time and time again, when I keep a journal, I'm so happy, because I have gone back and I have read them, and I have learned from myself. So have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thanks. Thank you so much for watching or listening to my podcast. You can find more podcast or videos at perfectlypattytalks.com, or you can search me up on Facebook or Instagram at Perfectly Patty. Thanks again.